doing? Welcome again to another episode of the Green Spark podcast, and I'm still your host, Awa Melvis. Now, if you're that one person who is yet to understand that digital literacy is gradually becoming the new passport to employment opportunities in Cameroon, or you're that one person who is seeking to power up your digital literacy, but you don't even know where to start, hello, you should come closer. This episode is for you. Click on the subscribe button right now so you don't miss any of our episodes. Like and share this video to every other person who you think should be in line with this content. I'll be right back. Today, we are joined by a leading expert on Cameroon's digital landscape who, beyond just individual capacity building to institutional transformation, has empowered more than 2,000 young people for the past 20 years. He is Mr. Kinzika Nestor. Welcome, Mr. Nestor.
My pleasure. Melvis.
Thank you for honoring our invitation to be our guest for today's episode.
Yeah, of course, it's my pleasure as well. And also, thank you for having me today.
Yeah. Now, let me walk you straight into what we are exploring today. Cameroon's digital literacy, Cameroon's future strongly depends on the digital literacy, and all of this alone goes a long way to promote innovation and as much the growth of the society. Now, in few words, tell us, how do you see the current state of digital infrastructure in Cameroon, and what improvements have you seen in the past 5 years?
Well, does the Cameroon actually have a digital infrastructure? Hopefully, yes, because when you start looking at it from the capacity of the government having put in place the internet facilities, and the tech companies like the MTN and the Orange also in place, and probably I think those are the basic things that has to be done for digital transformation to take place. Now, we actually go deeper into how is it adaptable to the people. It's also part of the infrastructure. The government that has put in place those things, what are they actually doing? Like now, you realize that you can go and declare your tax online. Okay, that's also play a significant role, although it came after a very, very long time, you see. So for that reason, I realized that at least the digital infrastructure is already in place, though it has its own pitfalls and lapses, but something is already in place. For that one, Cameroon is on the map.
Thank you very much for that beautiful response you have there. Now I'll take you straight into the educational system of Cameroon. Coding education is gradually gaining its ground in Cameroon right now, but yet it's still very limited. There's still limited access to these opportunities for young people. Now, you've been working for the past 20 years and you better know how all of this works. What is the most effective way to better train young people in and out of school on coding?
Like you say, coding. When you say coding, I don't know, because I've been hearing a lot about coding, and I don't even know whether the people who are saying coding or people who are teaching coding actually understand what is coding.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine that in Cameroon, I look at what we call coding and blockchain as a whole, because those are the big words you hear.
Mm-hmm.
It seems as somebody who wants to build a house, the foundation is not yet even in place.
Yeah.
And he is thinking about the thing. I know that planning has to be in place. But before actually planning, there is always this awareness aspect of it, because I don't see how you can be at the level of computer awareness, teaching coding, for example, teaching coding to people who don't even know how to put on a computer.
Okay.
That is the biggest problem we have.
Okay.
We are so entertained with words and terms that, they just say it because it makes us feel good. Because from all of the coding trainings as well as the competitions. When you go there, I'm actually looking at somebody who will start code like from the first code, the first HTML tag to the last functional app. I can bet you I have never seen one. I have. When I go to, I will list a lot of platforms when it comes, and I will tell you exactly what powers those platforms. They are not coding from square zero.
Okay.
And that is the reason why, out of all those trainings we have done because I started training as far back as in 2005. That is when I started training. That I engaged in computer. I acquired my own skills in 1999.
This is
1999.
Yes.
And from 1999, I have been without a mentor at that particular time. So that is why it has taken me this long. Because when you compare us with the Chinese, it didn't take Chinese up to 10 years to have their own computer. It has taken us over 3 decades, and we haven't even attempted to make even a part of a computer.
Yes.
And if an African, a typical Cameroonian or an African, doesn't see a problem in it, I see a huge lot of problem in it.
Okay, now, since a lot of young people out there still do not know or they are yet to understand the main aspect of what coding is all about, now, what do you think could be the best or the most effective way to get to teach young people, maybe those who are in school and even those who are out of school, how to do coding? Because we are aware that this IT training is very, very, very important for future prospects.
Okay, one of them should be the first thing to do is awareness is always very, very good.
Thank you.
We start with a very powerful awareness. Now, I've been moving from place to place telling people because we have the after school program and the youth solidarity program targeting people both in school and out of school. You see? And what we are looking at, somebody doesn't even understand what he will be doing with a computer. Awareness, which means he is not yet aware of what to do. Because if we start with after school, within school programs within the school milieu and after school milieu, I think it will be good. The first thing will be to make them understand why they even need to even start using a computer in the first place.
Exactly.
Because a kindergartner in the US comes and does their homeworks, assignment using a computer, but in our schools it is banned. Now this is where another bigger problem is coming from. If we start, so we have been, the after school program, we have approached schools, we have written to ministries concerned, and no single response have ever been received. That is another huge blow. When these institutions start recognizing the fact that computer education is as necessary as the normal education they need, that is when things will take effect. We can run all the coding competitions, all the coding like we code it all over from now till when it started in first of all, I had the first one that was in 2005, and I was part of. It just disappeared like that, and we still hear things now, big words now, like the only one that is a little bit sustainable is the Orange venture that I was part of it, and the MTN hackathon is not yet pronounced, but it's available. You see, the day we will take the awareness aspect of it very, very serious, institutions will join, and a parent will now see how they realize the fact that, it is good for me to chase my kids to go and learn this.
Exactly.
If we haven't done that, we shouldn't be talking about coding, because I have cancelled coding for me for now.
That is very, 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 thank you for that beautiful response you just highlighted there. Now, I would like to understand from you, these training, IT skills that people are learning out there, it's actually solving real life problems. Now, can you share with us, are there maybe successful startups that young people have been able to bring out that are solving real local problems and at the same time inspire other young people out there to partake in it?
Oh, okay. I like the fact that you are drawing a real local problem.
Thank you.
You are asking because that is my issue now. Are there startups? Yes. Payseeker. That is one of the I'm following them up. They don't know that somebody is following them up, actually doing a research on them. Payseeker. That is a startup that is actually doing it is in fintech. You have Wasopito. I'm sure you must have known Wasopito, right?
Yeah.
It is the health tech something,
Yeah.
and you have there is another one. It is the Agri Lab, something like that.
Okay.
I think it is. They don't know that. I know all of them. So many people don't know I know all of them because I'm carrying out a very powerful research on them. They don't know because I will be approaching them sooner or later. Now, when you look at it, they are doing well. The approach is doing well. They rely so much on what we call opportunity. Meanwhile, there are problems. You see, there is a difference between a high-tech initiative that comes to solve a problem and a high-tech initiative that comes to take advantage of an opportunity. For example, you see, MTN mobile money came to solve a problem.
Yes,
that is why even a grandmother in the farm is asking for more.
Exactly.
That is an example of solving a problem. Now, let's look at our high-tech this thing. They are existing because opportunity, and not because they have actually seen an opportunity. They talk about problems, but they build on opportunity that is available. Those are two different things. And when you look at the smart cities that I'm bringing in, the reason I've been talking about smart cities for over a decade now, and it has not yet gone in because, first of all, for us to adapt it, I want the adaptability to be like MTN mobile money. That is why I am still behind the bike riders and taxi drivers and the buy and sellers up till now. And not all of them, not too many of them have their accounts there. The day a buy and seller and these people will be there, and I sit down, I just want to go to Governor's Junction and I tap this thing. That is when we are solving problems. As for now, there are initiatives that are actually gaining, making good use of the few opportunities we have in our cities. Exactly. That is why even Yango is not here because they still consider Bamenda as very, very backward. If not, Yango would have been here. It is in Douala Yaoundé. I see something in Bafoussam like Yango, but they are still testing it. You see, if they came to solve a problem, they should be everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that is it.
Yes, that's very beautiful to hear from you. Now, away from that, the Silicon Mountain is something often talked about, the Silicon Mountain. And I would like to hear from you, what makes it unique and how can other regions replicate its success, maybe in your regions?
Okay, I would like to comment that one because, first of all, I would always like to comment the fact that somebody started something.
Thank you.
That is the best thing. That is the best thing to happen to us.
Yes.
For somebody to actually realize that something is lacking and we need to put it up, right? First of all, before it was mountain, it was valley. You see, and I like that it was a Silicon Valley something, and it was copied from the real American version of the Silicon Valley. It is in America. So they realized that somehow along the line, they actually turn it to be Silicon Mountain, and maybe because of Mount Faho or something like that. I like the fact that in 2006, that is when it started. I have been making research, like I'm telling you.
That is beautiful.
It is somebody who wants to solve problems, not somebody who wants to. Because first, when you get the code of the problem, and you are capable of, convincing the people facing that problem to realize
To
that they
realize
have
that
a
they have a
problem.
problem,
That is
exactly.
when the opportunity comes. You cannot be talking about opportunities when people don't even know.
No, they are facing a problem.
They are facing a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, Silicon Valley came, I was so inspired, inspired by what they are actually doing. Because before I was so inspired by them, I have been asking a lot of things, because the biggest thing we have here in Africa is the inability to always ask, why this thing that I'm doing, is it working? Is it actually working? Okay, for example, for the highest e-commerce platform is yet to even register, is not even able to register $50,000 or $50,000, let's say 23 million francs CFA, still when it started. You see, somebody who is driven by impact, just like me, will tend to ask a question. If something has happened within this thing, he's unable to employ at least 10 people. It's unable to raise this amount of money per year. Then is it actually working? Me, I will say no. This is all the creators, all the innovators should start thinking about it.
Exactly.
If a buy and sell is not in smart cities, believe me, I haven't achieved success. I haven't even near success.
So you think that is the best way for many other regions to
Yeah. No, for some, let me come to that. I was still coming to that.
Exactly.
Now, what happens is that, they have been existing,
Yes.
and you always hear big stories. I like it. I like to hear big stories. I was part of the Silicon Mountain and I've talked to the people. But the idea is that what comes of that Silicon Mountain is what I'm not seeing. I'm always looking at information impact. iGlobe is information impact. We are looking at the impact. We are not even looking at the present. The presence is there. Now, what is the impact of that present? This is exactly what we are looking at. Silicon Valley is there. We talk about branding, everyone. You see, everybody is about branding, making money. I want to be billionaire. And at the end of the day, are they really billionaires?
Yes.
Is there really, is there really a product out there, a branded product?
That
No.
they can showcase and say.
They are not, like I said, they are not solution driven.
Exactly.
We are still existing for the part, for the aspect of just being in existence. We haven't started solving problems yet.
Okay, thank you very much for that beautiful response. It's really inspiring to hear from you.
You're welcome.
Now, away from that, I would like to find out from you. This conversation is becoming very, very exciting. I would like to find out from you. Digital skills is actually silently becoming the new passport for employment opportunities in Cameroon.
Yeah.
Yes, and beyond coding, what exactly should young people in Cameroon be focused on to remain competitive, so that they can actually make use of these, access these opportunities?
Okay. Apart from that, you see, because what I was planning to do is that, I want to have like a video editing competition, graphics designing competition, to put up these graphics and see how long will two teams come up with this thing. You see, when we are doing it like that, we are beginning to start building the idea to think, because the biggest issue we have is about the ability to think about something. You see, because coding, if you look at the Smart Cities 3.0, we have Smart Cities 1.0, we have 2.0 that we are about to launch, and we have 3.0. 3.0 is meant on, it's based on coding from the first HTML tag to a full functional app. And when you go to Batibo, when you start typing Batibo, you start seeing localities in Batibo until something starts being like that. Actually, localization is what makes people to adopt it. You see, so that is so those are some of the things that actually will make a lot of sense when people start thinking of how to engage in something. That's when coding will start. But above that, we should be thinking about activities to make them start using their skills, thinking. Like
Exactly.
first, we talk about the graphics designing thing, video editing, maybe even typing, texting competition.
Yeah.
You see, those type of things engage them now. For them to learn how to text, how can they come out with their own application to text?
So practically, you're trying to say that for users, students, for them to be able to have this power, this power in IT, they should be able to gain opportunities, job opportunities, as it is a new, as IT is a new passport now for employment opportunities. They need to take access of all of these opportunities and engage in competitions to be able to.
Because first of all, IT is a field that, it is not like biology, chemistry that you will just talk. ICT, once you are talking about something, it should be existing.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, skill building is the first thing they should take seriously.
Definitely.
Skill building. For you to engage in this thing, there must be skills, right? To edit a Microsoft Word, if you don't even have the skills to do that, you are not able to do that. Until we get those skills to learn how to use them, before we actually know how to start creating those applications.
Exactly. Now, I would like to understand something. Now there is a quiet transition from just the traditional way of learning, just sitting in a classroom and a teacher is teaching you. Now the quiet transition to a modern digital form of teaching. And a lot of young people, maybe in universities, still believe that just going to school and sitting in a classroom is enough for you to have these opportunities or to gain that future that you want to have. And they face challenges while moving out of school. So what can you share with such people who still believe that just going to school and sitting in the classroom is enough for them?
Okay, first of all, I want to actually appreciate the fact that that topic came up, because far back in 2012, when we officially launched iGlobe, because iGlobe was registered in 2009, it started operational in 2012. I started with an e-learning technology for education. You see, nobody wanted to catch it. I'm not sure, even up to now, even I've been behind the universities, nobody wants to catch it. You see, and it worries me a lot to see that people in developed countries, people are actually making good use of learning from online. Even COVID that has to teach us. Do you know how to evaluate anything ICT? From what is available at hand. Okay. And you still go to universities and they are still using chalk to teach computer.
Exactly.
That is a blow.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to highlight
now. You see, I should be able to see that even a kindergartner teacher should be able to have a PowerPoint presentation. If you are talking about potatoes, for example, teaching them what is potatoes, you don't go with a chalk and draw potatoes on the board. You see, this is basic things that will make you, even by observing, to know whether technology has even had an effect. Because from there, what happens is that now if a child is not able to come to school, you cannot sit down and put on a video and start using chalk on board for a child who is at home to learn. If it's a PowerPoint presentation you do and you are talking about the tomato on board, a child will look at it and realize that the teacher is talking about, you see. So we still have a lot to do when it comes to that transition. It hasn't fully been effective because we haven't been using it to be sincere, and even those that are using it, they are just using it to not to make it part of the system, but to try to cover up for their shortcomings.
Okay, exactly.
The teacher, I wasn't there, and make a voice note and put it on a WhatsApp group for students to learn. It shouldn't be to cover up because you didn't make it.
Exactly.
It should be part and parcel of the school curriculum.
Exactly what I wanted to ask. So briefly, just tell us what could be some of the barriers that is maybe holding back digital infrastructure to growth, and how do you think maybe the government or private sectors or even young people could contribute to ensure that we overcome these barriers? Briefly.
Okay, first of all, adoption. You see, adoption is the first thing you should be looking at, and for adoption to ever come up, like we know in our Cameroon context, The government has to come out with a policy, that has to go right down to the schools, go right down to the offices, because you cannot be talking about the adoption rate right now. I still think we are still at about 30%. Because how will a manager in a very big corporation, I don't want to mention names because
don't do. Don't mention.
There is no corporation, no bank,
Okay.
no government office now that hasn't read from iGlobe on how we can engage to make you have a website, to make you have this digital platform. When a manager don't even know how a simple website can be able to help them grow. A professional email, for example, where a whole manager of a corporation doesn't even know the implication of a professional email. You see, that is where we should be evaluating the level of adoption.
Exactly.
Now, for policy, I think the awareness still has to do with awareness issues. Parents don't even really know why my child should even learn computer. I've been with them a lot of times, especially here, telling them about after school program.
Okay.
They don't know why they should go to learn a computer.
Yeah,
that
exactly what I wanted to highlight. A lot of parents do not even know that their kids need this after school practical training, and a lot of people don't know about. That is why Hope for a Better Future Vocational Training Institute is giving out this opportunity, training these young people when they are going out of school, and like when you're closing from school, they can use this opportunity this July to learn these tech skills that Hope for a Better Future Vocational Training Institute is offering. These are opportunities that a lot of parents still miss out and they are not taking advantage of. Thank you very much for that beautiful response you have there. Now, briefly tell us, maybe you have a message. What message do you have for secondary school students, university students, and job seekers who feel left out of this digital revolution?
Okay, I want to tell everyone who is in school and who has dropped out, even anybody who is learning skill, is that computer is ICT as a whole is the future. And the moment you don't engage the future, the future doesn't really mean that we should wait for the future to come before we engage it. We embrace it now. And when we embrace it now, we become connected to the future, and it is where we cannot get into the future where we don't have the various skills and competencies to actually survive in that future. So getting to hope for better future or whatsoever computer, computer entity you have there around you, and learning first of all how to even navigate the internet. It is a skill. In ICT, a skill is never small. Even if you learn how to just edit a text or post this picture here, it is a skill. The parent they cannot do that without the parent. So that is exactly what I have for them. Whether you are in a school, whether you are at home or in a business, technological skills are very, very crucial for the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that beautiful response. I really enjoyed this conversation. Now, I always save the best question for the last.
Okay.
That is me. Now, I would like to find out from you. Just quickly look into the camera and tell us briefly how early do you think kids in Cameroon should be learning IT related skills? How early? What age? Something like that.
Okay, let us start from 6. At 6 years old, I think a kindergartner, if you go to America, you will realize that a kindergartner comes and knocks into the computer. And if we don't see that and we think that we are not able to do that, or we try to classify them differently, that should be another problem. See, at 6 years old, somebody should be able to start learning a computer. First, there are computer games that will teach you, because computer games, especially the ones that will censor somehow and give hope for better future to post.
Exactly.
There are the ones that work on your ability to think, which is what we lack. There are computer games. You start introducing computer games to them, typing games, and before you realize it, he is so smart, he is a smarter decision maker, he is a smarter thinker at that age. That is when, at least that is when he builds a stronger foundation for the future in tech as a whole.
Thank you very much for that beautiful response. Thank you very much again, Mr. Kinzika Nesto. Thank you for honoring our invitation again to be our guest for today, and thank you for sharing this very inspiring work you're doing, especially in Cameroon, digital transformation. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now let's go straight to our key takeaways for today. Remember, you and I are curious to learn these innovative ideas for startups and for those who do not know anything in computer studies. For our key takeaways for today, 1. Digital transformation barriers do exist, and so the government, private sectors, and young people must work together to overcome these barriers. 2. Digital skills are becoming the new passport for employment opportunities in Cameroon, and so these young people need to take this opportunity, seize this opportunity, especially the one Hope for a Better Future Vocational Training Institute is giving to young people to train you on how to build websites and a lot more to overcome these barriers that is coming up. And the third one is early IT skill learning is crucial for kids and young people in Cameroon to impact future opportunities. Early IT skills learning is crucial for kids and young people in Cameroon to impact future opportunities. Thank you very much. These are the key takeaways I picked out, and I'm sure there are other key takeaways you do have. Do well to share with us at the comment section, and do not forget to click on the subscribe button. Like and share this video to every other young person who you think should be in line with this content. A big shout out to all our followers, all our YouTube subscribers, all our followers on Facebook from Hope for a Better Future. Shout out to all our TikTok followers, Hope for a Better Future. And a big thank you to Serge Ngala, who is ensuring that you are well connected to me technically 5 on 5. A big thank you to Abiacha Flegger, who is effortlessly engaging us to ensure an effective communication with your host. And thank you to our advisory members from Hope for a Better Future, especially Mr. Atemba Cedric and the ED of Hope for a Better Future, Mr. Ngo Abdullahi Banafonga. Thank you all for tuning in for today's episode, and I cannot wait to share with you our guest for next episode. Who do you want to see for our next episode? What do you want us to talk about? Do well to write it down at the comment section, and I'll prove you right. Thank you much for tuning in for today's episode again, and show me love at the comment section. Show me love on the subscribe button. I'll see you all. Bye bye.